You see it, a little line goes up. That's nice. That's pretty clean right there. Now you see how those little white lights come on just when you first walk up. This one's got the light down there, and this one's got the white light right there. But they both come on before you even touch the car. The Cadillac Ct4 350T and the Cadillac Ct5 550T are some of the best alternatives to the V's if you're looking for the look that these new Cadillac styles have to offer without having to go all the way up to the V. Because let's be honest, the V isn't for everyone. Now you can still get that same look without having to spend the V price tag. Now you hear the burbles from somebody else. Somebody else is willing to pay that. These are the options for people who don't want to pay that. This is Slay Edge Media. I'm going to be comparing the 350T versus the 550T. Now we already know that this one's obviously more expensive, but I'm going to compare both of them so we can see what you get versus what, you know? So trunk versus trunk, hood versus hood, engine versus engine, taillights versus taillights, headlights versus headlights, interior versus interior. Check it out. All right, so we just start right here at the back. You can see the differences between just the taillights. Now they both still got that cool, the very angular look with the headlights and the taillights. So if we look at the back of the Ct5 compared to the Ct4, look at the trunk. I want to show you this right here. This indentation here on the Ct5 versus no indentation on the Ct4. This is across all the Ct4s and this is across all the Ct5s. The main difference is when you go to V is you get rid of the chrome and everything. But like I said, these are the 550T and the 350T, which is just below the V's. Alright, so for both of these, I've noticed that this, I'm not sure if this is the reverse light. The reverse light for this one is down here, and the Ct4, there's no light there. It's because the reverse light is here. You see, little differences like that. They kept pretty much the same look of the taillights, but they changed the width a little bit. This one's a little bit wider here on the straight section. This one's a little more narrow, you see? Now if we go to the exhaust, these are obviously just exhaust cutouts. You know, it's not the actual shape of the exhaust, but you see this cutout and back end compared to this one. They're very similar, but they're a little bit different at the same time. You see the reflector on the side there and the reflector on the top there? So it looks like the Ct5 has kept some of their details a little lower versus Ct4 keeps a lot of their details up a little higher. Like all the little extra significant stuff, the reflectors, the lights, and they're more angled more upward, and these ones are angled more horizontally. You see that? Car guys know what I'm talking about. Now look at this. Chrome strip right here. Ct4, no chrome strip on the back. Now next thing. These rims right here. These ones are 18-inch rims. Now, if we look at the brakes and everything, you know, kind of standard here for the rear calipers. Let's go to the front caliper and see if there's any special performance caliper. Nope. These are just the regular. This is the premium luxury version, so it doesn't come with the Brembo brakes. But if you look at my other video reviewing the Cadillac Ct5 550T, there's a version on there that actually has the Brembo brakes, so it's like the full spec. Now this is a Ct4. These ones are 17 inches, and definitely it doesn't have no Brembos on the back either. But this one comes wrapped in Continentals, and this one comes wrapped in Michelin. I'm assuming that this one's got the Michelin because these ones are a little more. This one's a little bit more performance oriented than this one. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Cadillac, Earnhardt Cadillac down here in Gilbert, Arizona. They're the best dealership out here on this strip, out here in Gilbert, Arizona, right off the 202. I suggest you come check them out. If you're looking for a new Cadillac, they got Escalades, the V. They got you know, your standard family car, Xt6, Xt5, Ct4. But let's look at the front of these. Compare to the front of both of them right here. Now you see the Ct4 has the headlight that continues all the way down. It's all one piece. Versus the Ct5, it's broken up. You see? I kind of like the front of the Ct5 a little more. Like I said, it's more oriented to be more of a horizontal view versus this one has more vertical features. So you see what would be horizontal here is vertical here. Kind of similar but different. Another example I'm talking about is, you see this chrome piece right here? Goes horizontal. Horizontal. Over here, there isn't one at the bottom. There is no chrome piece there. Now, if you look at these two grills, the two grills are very similar. They both got that gloss black accompanied by this like shiny brushed metal look finish on the top surface of them. So I got to give y'all a close-up look of the front, and everything's pretty much self-explanatory. These vents right here are not functioning vents, nor are they functioning on the Ct4. But down here, of course, obviously where the grill is, you know, the radiator, intercooler, all that stuff, that is vented, which, you know, it has to be vented. This is not an electric vehicle. But I want to point out the differences on these two emblems. I don't know why they did them different like this, but on the Ct4 350T, it's still textured. It's like bugs and stuff can get caught all up in them little grooves and stuff if you don't keep this clean. Versus the Ct5 is gloss. Like, you see my reflection. You see that? You see that? You can see my reflection in that. That's gloss. So that's going to be easier to clean. And it's going to keep the emblem looking a lot nicer as well. Now, just looking at them both right here in the front, I see that this one has a moonroof. This one, no moonroof. This moonroof right here is the same moonroof you get across the whole Ct5 platform if you get a moonroof. So I think it's called the Ultra View moonroof. Correct me if I'm wrong. I did a review of the Cadillac Ct5V, and it's got the same moonroof in there. Real quick, I want to point out that this one is the 2023 Ct4 Luxury, and this one over here is a 2022 Ct5 Premium Luxury. So you're gonna have like a little bit more techie packages, you know, a little bit more of the what Cadillac really has to offer with this one, just a little bit. Remember, this is premium, this is premium luxury, so it's not too much difference, and it's basically gonna be no difference from 2023 to 2022. Before we go inside, let's pop these hoods. Okay. Ooh. Before I pop the hood, I gotta show you the difference between opening these two doors. Now this one, just like the Ct5V, there's a button in there. You have to push the button and the door opens. All right, I like that. That's clean. And it feels sturdy. So I go down here, pop the hood. Ct4 350T. We're just gonna look at the difference. So right off the back, I noticed that one closes a little bit more like how a European door closes, like boom, like quality luxury. And this one closes more typical to the older standard of American or a Japanese car. You know, the door handle pops open. You know, I can already feel, like, you see that? That's nothing. There's not defective. It's just, that's just the way it's built. But it's new. It's just saying the differences of this old style handle versus the new style handle. That one has so much more structural integrity and more rigidity, whereas this one is a little bit looser. I can see how this could maybe get damaged in the future at some point with some careless person opening your door. No button on the other side of the handle, but that's cool, you know. We pop this hood as well. Alright, let's check them out. This door closes, yeah, it closes cool. It's fine. You know, they're both pretty solid. This is solid and that one's solid. But I'm gonna pop the hoods. Remember, this one right here is the Ct4 350T, and this one right here is the Ct5 550T. Alright, now you see right off the bat, one says twin turbo, the other one doesn't say twin turbo. It just says turbo because this one's an inline 4-cylinder turbo. So it's single turbo. This is like similar to the modern day efficient 4-cylinder turbo engine. You know, I have a 4-cylinder turbo on my Audi. 4-cylinder turbos are like the common bread and butter of a lot of companies. But before I move over to the 550T, let's look at the inside here. Now look at this engine bay right here. I can see all up in here, man. I can put my whole arm all the way down to this little piece of fabric down here at the bottom that's most probably gonna collect your oil if it drips or whatever. It's clean in here though. I like this. It's like the engine bay, you know, the design, the simplicity reminds me of the Ct550. You know, it's nice and clean. You got the terminals for the batteries in the front, but the actual batteries in the trunk, you know, and everything is just nice and simple, laid out. Obviously much more modern than an old turbo engine, but what I noticed, this single air intake for the Ct4 350T, this air intake tube is bigger than the Ct5 550T. Like, look at this air intake tube. Like, I'll go to the biggest part. That right there. Let's try to keep that the same. Bring it over here. Boom. Like, I gotta like open up. I can't even get my fingers all there. This thing is huge. This one's way bigger. Though the inlet part right there is kind of small. The inlet after the pipe is about the same size though. But anyway, here's a couple of specs. It's about 340 horsepower and 370 foot-pounds of torque. That's like a standard number. This has an 8-speed automatic transmission. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, this one is all-wheel drive. Now let's go to the other one. The Ct550T is a twin-turbo engine with 405 foot-pounds of torque and 335 horsepower. It's not super high, but it's not super low. It's just a little bit lower than the V. Like I said, the Ct5V is just above the Ct550T. So yeah, I know the names are a little confusing, but yeah, they got it. It's all good to go. But yeah, if you're looking for a step for a vehicle that's just below the V on both of these are the options. Now, of course, with the V on this one, you move to a totally different engine. You don't even got a 4-cylinder engine no more. And this one, when you move up to the V, it's still a V6 twin turbo, but it's tuned a little bit better. Like, it goes to 350 horsepower instead of 335, and it goes to 410 foot-pounds of torque instead of just 405. So I can imagine a little bit more tuning, maybe a little bit of modifications. You can get 500 foot-pounds and 500 horsepower easy on this thing. But it's going to take some tuning. You're going to have to put a little work into it. But hey, for what you get. All right, on to the next thing. Before we go straight to the interior, there's a couple more things I want to point out on both of these cars. That's on the exterior. Now, if you look at these mirrors, this one looks more of a standard, typical style that you would see these days, but this one looks a little bit more elegant. So with the Ct5, you get a little more elegance versus the Ct4. It's more of the basic needs, standard simplicity, versus you get that little bit more of a luxurious essence, you know, with this side. Let me show you a little more differences. Like I said, now look at this trim on both of them. Both of them are chrome. That's cool. They're both chrome. But let me show you the details. In between portions, the panels, they're in between here. This one's like a satin, I don't know, satin matte kind of black. Ooh, that's hot. And this one is a very glossy black, very glossy black to match the paint. You know, I've already said that this door handle has the button on the outside, and then this button on this one doesn't have a button in here. It has a button out here on the actual lever itself. Other than that, they both got a shark fin for an antenna. Standard gas cap. I like this new thing that GM's doing, where there's no cap that goes over. It's just like a little press hole that the gas goes in there. That's pretty cool. Same thing with the Ct5. All right, so I'm gonna step inside, sit inside here, and see how it feels. I mean, it doesn't feel as wide as the Ct5. I mean, it does feel like a noticeable difference in size on the interior. This one's a little bit more sportier handling, seeing that it's a slightly shorter wheelbase. You know, it's going to be a little lighter vehicle. So you still, if you get the V version of this vehicle, or whatever version you get, it's going to be more of a maneuverable, more tossable car because it's more lightweight. And I believe that this one's all-wheel drive, if I'm not mistaken. You look at the door, you see this white trim or white stitching going on throughout the door. You can see it here on the seats. The seats don't have no crazy perforation, no crazy stitching. You know, like I said, this is just the Ct4 Luxury 350T, so this isn't a V, but it still feels very nice. You know, nice to the touch, still really nice and soft. Instead of having that carbon fiber I've seen, it has like a almost like a hard touch leather surface. You know, so it's like hard with like a little thin layer of like some kind of leather or something. It's like a medium soft right here, medium soft. And you got like a more softer right here. It does have regular gloss black, like a piano black setting right here, and it's not Bose or anything. I think you'd probably get Bose if it was the premium luxury, but this is just the luxury. Yeah, so like I was saying, when you get that premium luxury, you get a little more of those extra settings, extra features. Probably come with cup warmers, but this one I remember from other videos. The lever to open this is on the driver's side, so not passenger focused, driver focused, but you can still put a phone here and loop the cord through here and plug it through here, USB-C, USB, or SD slot. I think it's the same on the Ct5. Yeah, it is the same on the Ct5. Unlike the Ct5, the volume buttons are right here, real simple. That's pretty cool. I like that. So when the volume comes up unexpectedly, it's not hard to find it. I had to search on the Ct5 for the volume knob, which was down here, completely not what I was expecting, especially for Cadillac. I expected maybe down here or something, but I just definitely didn't expect down here, so I was like, I wasted a bunch of time looking for it. Glove compartment, standard size, you know, nothing too crazy about it. The steering wheel layout is pretty similar to the Ct5. It's got the levers here, you know, it's got like a knob that goes up and down on this side, you know, volume, speak. The other one has like, if you had the luxury, I'm pretty sure this is where the heated steering wheel button would go, but this isn't the luxury, so you don't got that. That's what I meant by when you get the luxury versus just the premium. If you hit the premium, the heated steering wheel button will be there, but this is just a luxury one. So the seats don't have like a bunch of bolster or anything, you know, it's just gonna be decent level of comfort, you know, it's nothing too crazy. It doesn't have as many buttons up here or anything, it's just real standard, you know, on, off, OnStar, you know, lights, nothing much else. That has a mirror with a light, you know, Bluetooth speaker to hear you and everything, or for the government to spy on you, whatever they do. More speakers here, and a little light right here in the back seat. Oh, and it turns on and off, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna attempt to hop in this back seat of this guy. This seat is set to be directly behind where I was at. You know, I didn't move it, I'm 6 feet tall, you know, and getting back here is, you know, it's reasonable, it's doable. It's not the best interior for a back seat. The Ct5 is definitely bigger in the back seat, but you know, for a smaller sedan, if that's what you want, you know, you kind of have to expect having the back to be a little bit smaller, you know, than the back of something bigger like a Ct5 or Ct6 that used to be out, or even back like an Escalade. But the interior inside here is pretty standard. You know, you have the stitching that follows along with the design of the vehicle. You know, the stitching here is kind of darker, so it doesn't stand out as much. Dark seats, dark stitching doesn't stand out too much. Stitching here, stitching along the back here of your other seats, everything. But there's not much back here really. Now you see it's just kind of like basic, not really much going on. You can't even adjust the temperature back here. Just the vents, you know, your little car seat clips for you to mount a car seat in there, and then armrest, couple cup holders. That's it back here. Pretty standard, but you know. Now if I compare, now looking at the front seat, the way it feels, I mean, it feels pretty similar to the Ct5. I mean, there's not too much of a crazy difference here. You just got an adjustable steering wheel. It doesn't go in and out, just goes up and down. But as far as the simplicity of the layout of the buttons in here, it's definitely more simple than the Ct5. But does that necessarily mean I like it more? When it comes to the seats, they have like standard level of adjustability. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. I think it's 12-way adjustability as far as the seats. And here you got your parking brake, Dimming, like I said, same stuff as the other one. Let me just turn it on. Ooh. Cute little tone when it first turns on. Oh, geez. Simple, see, easy to find where the stuff is at, you know. Turn that up. Don't want that on. Turn that down. You know, very simple layout with the buttons. You know, it's not going to be hard for you to get confused, but it does come with that lane departure feature. That's cool. I like that. Simple design. This is a 8-inch screen, I believe. The Cadillac Escalade has the dopest screen because it's like 3 screens layered up on each other. But you know, it's simple. It's smooth moving, smooth operating. You know, I don't know what more you need if you're looking for the simple one. You know, and this looks kind of simple, really basic looking. On some of the other ones, you see the park reverse, neutral drive right here, and it's like illuminated. Here it's just on the side like standard. You know, and you got a little clicky button right there. But let's get to the interior of the Ct5. All right, now I'm gonna hop in the front seat, of the 550T. This one feels a little bit bigger. It feels a little bit more wider. I feel like, granted, this little center console thing, you know, for the, I don't know, transmission tunnel, I guess. Um, this does still hit you a little bit. You know, a lot of cars don't necessarily have this right here. It's maybe just a big opening or something. Maybe the center console is big enough for both of your armrests. But given what the type of vehicle it is, this interior seating for the front passenger is still pretty good. You know, it's like I said, it's not as narrow as that one. That one's obviously a little more narrow, but still pretty clean. Now, if we just look at the door right off the bat, you see that this being the premium edition, not just luxury, it's premium luxury. See, you get the Bose speakers, just like the Ct5V. You get the Bose speakers in here with the brushed aluminum with the little holes in there. The Ct5V had like carbon fiber. This is more like a hard plastic printed stencil kind of thing going on here. Not as cool as the carbon fiber, but hey, you don't. I think you can option for that. If you step inside, you look here. This is like all brushed aluminum with this centerpiece being gloss. Rubber on the outside. So this is nice. I know when it's dark, this thing illuminates right there. Step inside. Feels nice and comfortable. I'm going to set it to where I would be comfortable sitting back here before I hop in the back seat. This one has a 12-inch screen right here. It's got a lot of similarities to the Ct4, but like, where's the volume knob? I was looking here, like, where's it at? Where's it at? I'm like, oh, dang. It's down here. I looked stupid waiting. And this one, the park reverse neutral drive, is all right here. It's illuminated inside of the handle. Like I said, instead of carbon fiber, it's got this little plastic print stuff. I'm not too much of a fan of it. I guess I shouldn't have seen this after I saw the carbon fiber. Because after seeing the carbon fiber that's in the other ones, I like it. And you don't even have to get a V to get the carbon fiber, because the carbon fiber comes in the XT4. I've seen it. The XT4, that's the SUV. Now this one, when I hop inside it, you see that what my legroom looks like behind myself. I'm 6 feet tall, and I had the front seat like all the way sitting back. Like I was kicked back like a little bit further now than I should be if I was trying to be conservative. Like if I was worried about somebody being in the back seat, I wouldn't have sat back that far. But even with that in mind, I still got room in the back seat. So if I sit back here, this is comfortable. Now this isn't as comfortable as the front seat for like a road trip, but sitting back here, you know, you got decent space, you know, and if you're getting a free ride, you can't complain, right? But just like the Ct4, no extra special gauges. Nothing. There is a USB-C, so that's not. You know, you get a little love in the back seat on this one. You know, you got your car seat clips and what's this? Two cup holders. This one's got little grippies in it, a little more nicer. I guess that's what you get when you get the premium. It's the little details. Got to note again that door handle button, no pull, just a button. I like that. That's technology. This one, you can only lock it. Oh, you can lock. I don't even know. I think you can lock it there. But these ones, there's no way to lock the back doors. You can't lock the back door from the back seat. Versus this one, not even being the premium one, you can lock the passengers. You can lock the back seat, and it's with a button. So, you know, push that and it clicks. Unlike you can unlock and lock the door from the back seat. Versus this one, you got to use the button You got to either use the key fob or you got to come up and actually push that joint. All right, so when I hop in this one feels a little bit better in the driver's seat. I'm not gonna lie, like it feels like the seat feels better. That's what it is. It's the seat, the way the seat feels. That one feels a little more fluffy. I feel like I'm in like just I don't know, like a fluffy seat. Like this one feels like more it's solid. It's not just all cushy and flushy. I need that solid seat. Now here's a big difference right here. This one This one, unlike the Ct4 350, I'm not sure if it's just because it's premium or not, but this one comes with the digital display, and that looks nice. That looks like it's. I can see why, but this one's a little bit better. And like another difference, this one comes with the 12-inch display, you know, so you get a little bit more visual experience. I bet at nighttime this thing looks real nice. I might leave a comment if you want me to come back and do some nighttime vids. You can see the interior of the nighttime. See. You see a little light down there. You know, a lot of these vehicles these days, they have like that little ambiance light going on, you know. So, ooh, I got the vented seats on and I can feel it. And remember, the Ct4 didn't have the ventilated seats. This one does. And I can feel my back getting cool already because my back was getting kind of sweaty, but now it's feeling good. It's nice. Let's see. If I hit the gas. You see it? A little line goes up. That's nice. That's pretty clean right there. More features that are right here, you know, for the sunroof and stuff like that. More garage buttons. You got the little sunshade right here. You close that because it's actually pretty sunny. You know, I don't need all that sun in my face right now. Close that, you know. Moonroof opens up and everything. SOS. But the interior of this is much cleaner. Like I like this. The screen, this screen is a selling point. That's cool. This is like one of those new features for new cars for the past like what 5, 6, 7 years. You know, with the digital screen. Even though this isn't new, this is still a very special feature because a lot of people still don't have that for their car. Even if they got a brand new car, a lot of people still just opt to not even get it because it's just cheaper. But I'm gonna let y'all hear the difference with these two engines. I'm gonna start with the Ct4. This is what it sounds like when you start the 350T, and also while you look at the location of the rear camera. You're gonna be able to compare it to where the location of the camera is on the Ct5. All right, so that was that one. You see the location of the camera for the Ct4. Now look at the location for the camera of the Ct5. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start this one up, and you can tell the difference in the sound. Now remember, these are not the performance versions of these cars. It's not the one with the sport exhaust, not with the Brembo brakes, because they have versions of those too, but these are not them. This is just so you can hear the normal version of the 550T and 350T. Let's check it out though. And that's pretty much it right there. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, like I said, this is the Cadillac Ct4 350T. And then you got the Cadillac Ct5 550T. Now, it's a little confusing at first, but the difference, Ct4 350T is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with the 8-speed transmission and all-wheel drive, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to have about 270 foot-pounds of torque and 235 horsepower. This one is a 3-liter twin-turbo engine, that's V6, with a 10-speed automatic. If you get the Blackwing, you can get manual, you know, for these. They come with manual for the Blackwing version, though. I'm not sure if it can get any other version. But this one, 10-speed automatic, quick shifting, twin turbo, and this one's got about 405 foot-pounds of torque and about 335 horsepower. Now all these things can be bumped up if you get like the performance version of these, which is still below. They have a performance version of them without getting the V, so it's like the sport package, you know. I forget the exact terminology, but it's a sport package where you can get the exhaust sounding good on both of them, you know, the good brakes. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this was useful for you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Look out for the other content coming out. I reviewed the Ct5V. It's like a burnt metallic orange color. Nice. I suggest you check out my other videos and look up for more videos coming soon. Peace.